Okay, questions 49 to 52 of Acer's Green Booklet, Section 1. So these are questions all about household types and sizes. We've got 2 tables and 1 graph. For this sort of stuff, skim or read like the intro, look at the axes, and then go straight to the questions. Don't spend time trying to sort of make conclusions off the table and off the graphs before looking at the questions, because you may not need those conclusions. So this one was pretty straightforward. Question 49. Which of the following was the most common household type and size in Australia in 1986? So I know it's really obvious, but just make sure that you're looking at Australia and you're looking at 1986. Now, I do believe that because we've got Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Great Britain, and the USA, and we've also got different dates. So just really make sure I'm looking at Australia and I'm looking at 1986, not New Zealand 1986. It's it's a small mistake, and I don't think anyone would do it, but under the pressure of an exam, you could just go up and see read off the first thing that you see, and if you do that, you're probably going to get your answer wrong. So as you will see, in 1986, the most common household type was one family in Australia at 75.2%, and then the most common household size was 2, so that is at 75.8%. So this one, household type, one family, you get that from table 2, and just look for the highest percentages. Note, so we have one family, 2 or more families, then it's total family households, which is 77.1%. So that is the total of the 2 above it, obviously. Just make sure that you read what is in the actual what it is referring to, because if you just go in and look for the highest number, then you're probably going to pick that, which is the addition of 2 others. It's not an individual one. Again, super basic things with tables. I'm sure none of you would do that. I just want to say this when you're under pressure in the exam and you're panicking, you could make that mistake. So table 2 tells us that the most common household type is one family. And then table 1 talks about household size. We can see that the most common household size is 2. They're both in 1986, which is good. And then that takes us down to a family household of 2 people. Pretty straightforward. Okay, let's go on to 50. This is 50. Okay, according to figure 1, the average number of dependent children in family type 3 is. So, according to figure 1, only look at figure 1 in this question. Do not look at the other ones, because it's specifically asking about one figure. So we go to figure 1, which is the graph. Remember, tables and figures are labeled separately and numbered separately. So figure 1, type 3 is the couple, dependent children, adults. So we can see from reading off the graph that in here we have 3 adults, and we have 3 and a bit adults, 2 and a bit children, and so therefore the answer is A, about 2 children. So hopefully you can see that the shaded in circle, if you draw the line down, it's kind of like 3.4, and then the children, if you draw the line down, it's kind of about 5.1, but 5.1 minus 3.4 is about 2. So that's how you figure out how many children there are, but that should be pretty clear. Question 51. In order to estimate the percentage of Australian households comprised of 3 or more unrelated people, you would need to refer to. So we're looking at 3 or more unrelated people. And then we have basically 3 options: table 1, table 2, or figure 1. So go through and figure out, do I need to look at this table or this figure? Is it necessary? So table 1 tells you the percentage of house with 3 people in the house. So this is the size. Remember, table 1 refers to the household size, and this is the percentage with 3 people in the house. Table 2 refers to the household type, and this tells us the percentage of the group, 2 or more unrelated people. And figure 3 again refers to average family size. But again, we don't really need figure 1, because that information is already given to us in the tables, and also figure 1 talks about family sizes, and lots of the options there refer to people who are related. So, well, couple obviously isn't related, but the children are related. So yeah, we don't really need figure 1, and so hopefully the answer should be C. We just need table 1 and table 2. We need table 1 because table 1 tells us the percentage of people with 3 people in the house. And so remember, we're looking for 3 plus unrelated people. And household type 3 says group, group bracket 2 or more unrelated people, but we're looking for 3 or more unrelated people. So we need an extra bit of information, which is why we need table 2. Hopefully that made sense. That was quite intuitive, but let me know if it doesn't. Okay, question 52. So keywords in the question: most plausible, which means that I guarantee you that all the answer options are going to be somewhat plausible, but we need to find the one that is most plausible. So, which of the following is the most plausible explanation for the percentage figure of 1.2 in the first numerical column of table 1? So go up to table 1 and you will see that it says one family, 1.2. So 1.2% of people live in one family. And a one-person household is 100%. But 100 plus 1.2 is greater than 100%, which doesn't make sense mathematically. So we need to ask, where did this extra 1.2% come from? We can't have the addition of these two numbers to be greater than 100% because that doesn't work mathematically. So why are we double counting with the 1.2%? Why is that? That's basically what the question is asking. So A says 1.2% of single people regard themselves as family. So these single people are being double counted as a one-person household. So I'll just say it again. We have two groups here. A one-family household type and a one-person household type. And the one-family household type consisting of one person is being double counted as one person. So we need to figure out why. So A, 1.2% of single people regard themselves as family. That is highly unlikely. I mean, have you met anybody who lives by themselves as an individual and says that they are a one-person family? I never have. It could be done. Maybe that's how people perceive themselves. But it's very unlikely. So that's why, again, the question asks most plausible. B, 1.2% of one-person households are family households. This is the same as A, it's just rewritten. It's saying 1.2% of single people who live by themselves think of themselves as an individual one-person family. No. C, in 1.2% of family households, only one person was at home on census night. That makes sense. That's like, yes, that would make sense. And this is why a family household could also only have one person in it because the rest of the family is away. That makes sense. That is something that actually happens in the census. So that's obviously the correct answer. And then D, in 1.2% of households, the respondent to the census did not know how many other people were in the house. Again, that's highly unlikely. Like, if you're living in a house with other people, you probably know who else is there. If not, then that's a little bit concerning and you clearly need to pay more attention. So again, question is most plausible. They're all plausible to a certain extent, but we're looking for the most one, which is C. Okay, in the next video, we will do questions 53 to 55. As always, like, comment, subscribe, etc., etc. Comment down below if you need any extra help, if it doesn't make sense, or if you have any questions, and let me know what other types of videos you would like to see on this channel regarding Gamsat Section 1 and Section 2. Just comment down below and I will try and help you out when I can.